Yeah, here, let me go back inside. I was gonna stand outside and chat with y'all, but we'll come back inside. Man, it's Monday and we are in retrograde. Like people heads are splitting, snakes are being exposed. You know, it seems like every year, I believe it. I don't think it seems like I think every year around this time, this retrograde tends to happen because I remember last year around this time it was like real thick. The air in the mist was real thick, bro. And that's it's Aries season. Like them Aries, like y'all really might have some ties with the devil, man, because it's weird out here. Like I know some good people that's Aries, but I also know they got flip sides, kind of like Geminis and them Libras. But it's always around this Aries season time and the end of Pisces. Like, oof, the air is thick, the energy's heavy outside. There's demons running around, man. Everybody just be careful. Um, let's just keep moving forward and keeping our eye on the prize. Whew, not let this retrograde get us tied up. Let's see how long this retrograde is supposed to last and what's some effects that's supposed to come out of this in the end. So retrograde describes an apparent backwards motion of planets across the sky caused by Earth passing slower movement, outer planets, or being passed by faster moving inner planets, which is in I also like the video you posted. Appreciate that. Which is a perspective illusion rather than a physical reversal. While astrology linked to communication disruptions, its benefits lie in reflection, reevaluation, projects, and catching missed details. Now, what I like to say about this is I like that it pointed out, you know, while astrology linked communications disruptions, it also wants to show the benefit that lie in reflection, reevaluation, and catching missed details. So I think that when it comes to the retrograde, it's not intended to be all bad, but I think that's a time when they say, the communication is going to be horrible. People kind of have all these changes to feel certain way, try to avoid conflict, try not to get into or go back to old things just because it's retrograde and old feelings are gonna come back to you and this, that, and the third. So, the dates for this is gonna be it started February 26th and it's supposed to last until March 20th. So until March 20th, today's the 16th of March. We got a couple more days of this retrograde. It's actually insane. So we got one, two, three, four. We got 4 more days of the retrograde. And once that is over, bro, I know for me, I just want to be able to breathe again. I don't know what it is about the retrogrades. They always seem real heavy, and it's not all of them because we go through certain retrogrades throughout the year. It's always this one at the top of the year because I remember last year around this time, man. But I don't know if it was retrograde or not, but I decided to reach out to a couple people that I have not been speaking with. And I don't know if it was retrograde or not, but I just felt the need to do that, man. Life is short. You never know when is your last time talking to somebody or speaking to somebody. So I just say reach out to people that, y'all may not have ended on the best of terms. It ain't gotta be like patching nothing up or speaking about anything. And I see we got people in the live, man. If y'all just want to sub up and like the video and like this live, that would be greatly appreciated, man. It's your boy Kev Gotti. I'm just here chit chatting with y'all. It's just a Monday afternoon, man. So, like I was saying, just try to keep it like people that it's really petty shit that y'all going through. Hey, come over there. About to go in the cage. See, I try and leave you out, and then you do stuff like that. So now we going in the cage. Yeah. So just try to. I ain't telling you to patch up stuff that 10 or 9. Hey, what's up? Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. I really appreciate you being tuned in. I'm not saying, go back to situations that have hurt you or caused you any type of pain or, has physically affected you. But if it's something that's petty that's going on, man, I know that, you know, we oftentimes fall out and not speak to people over stuff that's small and that simply can be, discussed. Life is short. And I woke up this morning and saw that. And I don't want to too much share any details because I want to give respect to the family to kind of have their time of grieving, and then it's kind of close for me. Like it's really close. It's not kind of close. It really hit really close for me. So I want to just kind of, pay respect and wait before I speak on it. So I just want to say, man, just make sure that you're keeping your people close, and don't let any petty argument or something let a friendship go down the drain when y'all really not even mad. It's more so about egos or principles that you guys don't want to trip over. Just reach out. And like I say, man, it ain't gotta be to make up. It ain't got to be to rekindle any type of friendships, but you just want to make sure that you are always letting people know, hey, you love them. It's no hard beef. Like, just do that. Like yesterday when I did that, I reached out to a couple people and it wasn't even intentional. It was me off of pure vibes, feeling like, yo, I need to reach out to such and such. And I only reached out to one person out of the probably 12 that I wanted to yesterday. And I'm glad that I did, man, just to wake up and kind of get news that somebody really close to me has passed away. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. So I just want to say, during this retrograde, let's just stay up, keep the energies up, keep things positive. And other news, man, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on that. We may touch it, but I want to switch it up. The Oscars was on last night. Oscars was on last night. Tiana Taylor had some problems on the red carpet. Someone apparently snubbed her. I see we got a couple people joining the live, man. Shout out to y'all for joining and tuning in with your boy Gotti. Just make sure that you are liking the video and subscribing as you are tuned in. It is absolutely free and that support costs you nothing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so Oscars was last night. Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor. Tiana Taylor got an award with the supporting role with the movie that she was in. You know, um, pretty much it for the Oscars that really stood out. I am hoping that, you know, just start to see more because I know Michael B. Jordan was like one of the very few black men that had won Best Actor. So out of what 90, I believe last night was the 96th Oscar. So out of 96 years of Oscars, I think he was like number six. I want to say, don't quote me on that number, but yeah, man. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan and shout out to all of the other winners in all the movies and not just those people that I have named here on this broadcast. So I want to give the people in the comments a chance to comment something. Got anything you want me to talk about? You want me to shout out, say your name, whatever it may be. Just drop it in the comment bar. It's your boy Gotti, man. We just vibing here on this Monday afternoon. Current time is 1:22 p.m. I got a question for y'all. Would you change your appearance for a job? No. For me, it's pretty easy to answer because when it comes to acting and stuff like that, they often require, certain roles for you to have, different appearances and different looks. Now, and particularly when it comes to an actual job, would you do that? Because in a film, it's your job, but that's your art, that's your outlet, that's the work that you're portraying, and that's how you're gonna embody that character, and that's how you get into that mode. But would you change your appearance, like cutting your hair, cutting beards, any of those things for a job? Like, would you do that for a job? Is there a price number on it? Or will we just say, hey, I'm gonna do it? Yeah, I know for me, you're gonna have to pay me a lot of money. Or the circumstances will have to make sense because when it comes to me, I'm not afraid of shaving off, facial hair. Facial hair grow back. It's just what are the stipulations surrounding that? What are the chances that hey, do I have to cut it off once I get the job? Do I have to cut it off beforehand? Like, hey, let me know. I know I said we was moving past, but what makes it worse is when you get on social media and you see, people showing respect. Like you can't knock how people want to voice or share their trauma. ZOX5T says, hi, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for joining the live. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe up to the channel, man. I really appreciate you tuning in. So it's just kind of sad to see that people like, posting all of that, and then you have to think about people's parents and family members that have to get online and see that before they've really even made an announcement to other people. But it's good to know that people are loved, man. That just shows a lot, though. Where you guys from that are in the live? Comment your state, city, or whatever the case may be. Don't be weird. Don't just stand here and listen for free. You already ain't like the video because it's 5 in here right now and there's only 2 likes. Somebody's not doing something. Was this boxing match with Blueface real or was this fake? Because the way he fell out of this ring, I don't. It don't look too real to me. I love that. Oh, that's a bad way to segue. But I love when people um, push themselves out of your life. And it just makes it easier for you. So hey, because one thing about it, two things for sure. You can't. I'm not the type of person that you think that once you're going through something or you have personal issues that you can just shut out and not speak to, and then once that is over, you can come back around and hey, how you doing? Nah, it's gonna be hey, but it's gonna be keeping it pushing. I'm not worried about any of that because I feel as though you know I feel it's insensitive to people because if you have people that support you through things or you're used to being in communication with or talking with on a daily basis and things happen and y'all don't speak, it just kind of makes it easier for you to go on about life and not worry about them. And this same situation, like, well, not same situation, but this instance just made me think, like, when I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast with making sure you reach out and talk to your people, it just kind of made me think, like, hey, do I even want to do that? Because it's always the reason that you fell out with someone or you stopped speaking to someone. So that's why I say if it's something petty, just reach out. Say I love you or just make sure you good. You was on my mind, something, keep it pushing. But if it's somebody like that they're affecting, your just your day-to-day life and you can't get through with that, stop going. Don't even worry about opening that can of worms because I know the retrograde can make you feel like, hey, I missed this or I need to rekindle this. When nah, it's not always the case. What I will say, man, if you are into some type of petty argument, disruption with a friend, an ex, hell, because oftentimes, you think you have to be on bad terms with an ex when that's not true at all. You can definitely coexist with exes. I coexist with several of them. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Don't let petty shit be the last of you talking. Because one thing that I will say, you don't want it to ever be you get a text or a call that person is no longer here and you couldn't say goodbye. Like nothing affects me more than not being able to speak to some of my loved ones that have passed on. It was like moments that stick out to me of the last time that I seen them. And now being that they're gone, of course, that may be why it's highlight. But even in those moments, I kind of had a weird feeling, but not knowing what that meant or what that was, that I didn't even fix my list to say bye, or I didn't fix my list to say I'll talk to you later. Or for one instance, one of my loved ones that passed away 2024, he was talking like not directly to me, but he was on the phone. I was on the phone with someone and I was on the phone with my grandmother and he was in the background basically talking to me to like, hey, don't let certain people get you this, that, and the third. And I just didn't even address it on some weird stuff when it's like, usually when he's on the phone, that's someone that I will address or say, what's up? Or we'll get on the phone and have a chit chat too. But something about that day, I couldn't even bring myself to address what he was saying to me. And when it goes on to other loved ones, like I have these stories about a lot of loved ones that just, I wish I could have said, hey, or I wish I would have done that. So now to know that it's and for it to happen to a friend or someone that's was more than a friend, whatever the case may be in your situation, it kind of just hits closer. Especially when people are so young. Like you don't want to see nobody passing away that's 30 years old, that's like 30, 40, 50, like 60, hell, at no age really. I don't know though, because these people when they get old, y'all be listen. If I live to see 112, I would say if I'm not in good health, y'all be sad. But I don't know. It's just y'all see how I try to switch over because I try not to stay in such a dark or go so dark because I want to keep shit light, man. You got to understand, like, just because you're going through something does not mean someone else is not going through something. And I think that's another big ass misconception because your situation is maybe displayed or you're maybe voicing it doesn't mean that the next person is not fighting silent battles. Doesn't mean that the next person know where their meal, where they're gonna lay their head, you know, what all of these things are gonna come from. And we just have to be calm because everybody's going through a lot of shit. And you never know what button you will push, what reaction you're gonna get out of someone. And yeah, so I just think we gotta be kind to people as well. Um, Throughout this time, especially with this administration. Like people are on edge about that, like when it comes to race. It's just a lot, man. And it's just a lot. And we have a weird time. And the fact that we at war right now, like we ain't at peace. And this retrograde doesn't, like I say, doesn't make it any better. It's like we out here swinging and fighting for our lives. But to everybody that is out there facing something, there is a tomorrow. I know a lot of times when I'm going through or down and out, I always kind of forget that there is a tomorrow. I forget that there is another hour. I forget that there is another day. Like you get so caught up in your thoughts that that moment is all that you can think about. You can't even think 5 minutes ahead, 15 minutes ahead, 5 days, hell, even 5 years ahead sometimes because you're so caught up and bottled down into your thoughts. So I just want to say to anybody that's facing that, you know, shout out to you. Um, I think you should definitely not face stuff like that alone. A lot of people say, hey, go get a therapist, do this, that, and the third. I think you have to do what floats best for you. Talking to someone may not always be the best way to communicate with someone. Um, but it just depends on what type of person you are. And they have all kind of therapists out here. And I think that they have it now where you can kind of just basically narrow your search down if you want a man or if you want a woman, if you want someone of a certain race, if you want someone of a certain sexual orientation, like all of that, I believe you can now pick out when picking a therapist. I'm not doing any promos, you know, companies that I saw, but I've seen some commercials that describe that. So, man, to anybody out there that's listening, that's going through something, hope that you just know that there is a bright day and God is in control always at all times. You know, we're going through. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear go pray. Nobody wants to hear go talk to God about it. You want immediate responses and answers right in and there. But you know, once you look at the grand scheme of thing and the bigger picture, that's all you can do. You can't depend on man. You can't depend on woman to do anything for you because at the end of the day, that could be the end of the day. So yeah, it's insane out here, y'all. For everybody tuning in, it's your boy Gotti, man. Welcome to the live. This is just another live on this Monday afternoon. Just sitting here chit chatting with my people, coming to check in. I'm gonna try to come on here and do this a little bit more frequently so that I can build a rapport with my people that are supporting me over here on YouTube. Now, um, the Kev Gotti show, we have a couple episodes out. Now, if you have not seen those, I need you to leave this video, go to my page, so you see where it says the Kev Gotti Show. Simply click on it. You know, there's going to be a couple episodes right there as soon as you click. I purposely have been going live from the live tab so that those can sit there and they can kind of build their momentum or get whatever looks or whatever the case may be that they need. And also to make it user friendly and easy for you guys to find. So, I'm going to go check that out. We'll be back. We're on a mid-season break, just kind of getting things to be better, you know, fixing things, changing things, because as many of you may know, the Kev Gotti show is just something that I had to jump and do because I needed to save face. And I said this before, and I said it on episode 1 of the Kev Gotti show. So if you want to go check that out, you can. But I'm going to give you guys a little brief debrief right now because what I've also learned is you got different people that are discovering you every single day. And you may have certain viewership, a certain amount of views, or certain commenters that you know, supporters that are in the comments that are, you know, riding for you. And that's oftentimes not everyone that knows who you are. And you have a new audience every single day. And you're meeting new people, and people are subscribing to your channel and tuning in and listening to you every single day that you do not know. So you have to sometimes just give a little context and background. And that's just what I'm gonna do. So with the Kel Gotti show, kind of came about last year. In May, I was doing a podcast that I've been doing since 2020, since COVID, with a co-host. We were supposed to go on tour last year. A couple of things didn't work out with that, so we ended up canceling it, and ultimately it led to the ending of our podcast. So I had people in place. I had friends that were prepared to come to Raleigh to speak for panel discussions, a lot of keynote speakers and things that were going on, a lot of vendors that were supposed to come through, blah, 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 blah. And after that situation, you know, a lot of those people stopped talking to me or stopped speaking to me simply because I don't know if it was you didn't pull through, you didn't show up, could he really do it? Or were they just waiting to see someone quote unquote fell from the jump when none of that was the case? Um, even down to I don't want to say that, even down to certain execs, program directors, and all of the things, you know, that were prepared to see that and ready to, you know, see what I had been working on and bring it to life because it was a vision of something that I had been talking about for a while. I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt me that it didn't come out and that we didn't pull it off or was able to do it. But at that time, it was just go mode. It was just like, hey, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit here and dwell on it, or are you gonna sit here and try to, you know, wait for your co-host to reach out to you, or you reach out to him when y'all just let egos go, whatever the case may be. It was just like I don't have time for none of that. It was like I had to act now. So with that being said, Cal Gotti show really didn't even roll out until a visual form. I would say was October because there was so many different things that was on the table, I guess you can say, that we planned. And it's kind of funny because now, you know, it's just you gotta wait your turn. Like I said, you never know what God has planned because now this year I plan on doing a lot of the stuff that you guys didn't see from the summer. So there's a lot of film that was out during the summer where I was trying to do like a promotional thing for the actual Kel Gotti show. And then when October came around, kind of was like, we scratched that idea and then just rolled out with the actual potting, I guess you can say form. I don't like to say form, podcast is why the show is attached to the end of my name. So yeah, just working on that now to get that out for you guys. So that's why we're on a mid-season break, but those videos are still very much new, relevant topics, several talking points that a lot of you guys can probably borrow from or steal from because I know a lot of y'all are into that. But honestly and truly, I was watching something and they was saying nobody has originality anymore. All of it is borrowed, which I don't totally agree with because I think some of us got some, you know, originality and can create. And I think some of us, I think a lot of us can got the mind of being a real creator and we're born with this gift. And we just have to let the internet filter out the ones who will not survive or will not stay. And I think that that's part of the reason also why I took this mid-season break slash advancement so early on was because I don't like to show up to work and feel like I am forcing myself to be there. I don't like to show up and feel like I have to force topics. I don't like to show up and feel like I am pushing something down the consumer's throat. So, with that being said, I don't feel like any of those things. Well, I feel like a couple of them, but let me just be very clear because it can go. You can that can go anywhere if you leave that unaddressed. So, the things that I felt was that my industry was becoming a little too crowded. If that makes sense. I trying to be careful of choosing my words here, y'all, because I don't like, you know, once you say it, it's out there. There's one thing about it. Once you say it, it's out there. Um, so here's what I will say. I just want the internet to filter out all of the ones that shouldn't be there, that shouldn't that don't last, and they always do. Like people roll out with a new show every week, and then 2 months in, they realize, hey, it ain't no money in this. I don't think this is something I want to do. Shit, I was at year 5 with my podcast, and we threw the towel in. What I'm saying, we was just probably making a fitting of getting like real supporters. Like we was just at the stage of getting people to come out and support us. So shit, I know how it is. But to think that a lot of people come and do that 2 months in, that's why I like to sit back sometimes. And it's okay to remove yourself from the table. You don't have to always be the point of contact. You don't have to always be on the scene. You don't have to always be seen. And it leaves question of confusion for a lot of people. And it leaves rooms for discussion because if you are a person that, are known to be on the media or a person that is known to be just an outgoing person, people look at it like, hey, what happened to this person? They fall off, did it's a downfall, this and the third. I was watching a video the other day. I'm finna play it now so you guys can listen to what he was saying because what he said made absolutely sense. So I reposted it because it's very true. Once you decide to step back or try to reevaluate yourself, a lot of people think otherwise. Here we go. Around a little bit, motherfuckers are automatically start calculating their downfall. And they've been stop posting for a few weeks. Fuck, they cried out like the fuck, they cried back out wild. So she gonna start in money. It looks so bad before I knew it. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers can't wait for their time to be saying shit on next man. Motherfuckers be on it. And you got motion things. So basically, what he was saying is, people can't wait on your downfall. They can't wait for you to, basically fail. And I feel like, you know, I ain't gonna say that was the case when it came to last summer, which made me run and jump. But I will say that was definitely part of it. I think people kind of thought it was like maybe like, oh, can't handle this to do that. But I just want to say, take that time away, pull yourself away from the table. You got to be smart enough to untie yourself from the box. I'm gonna say that again. You have to be smart enough to untie yourself from the box. You got to stop going to these places and overdoing and overextending yourself in relationships, friendship, jobs. You have to stop, just stop. Because what happened is a year passed by, 2 years passed by, 3 years passed by, four, five, six, seven, and so on and so forth. Then you wake up and you come to realization that I wasted so much time because I was comfortable, because I was content, because I was okay with what was being done through the through the mediocrity of it all. I was blinded and accepted things that I should have never accepted before, right? So then all this time has passed and you found yourself what? Back at square one, back at ground zero, starting over, rebuilding, whatever the case may be in your situation. So just make sure you're smart enough to untie yourself from the box and not have to be validated by others' opinions, not have to be validated by others, not live by others. And I know that it can happen so easy, especially people that are from my age range. And when I say my age range, I would just say all like the millennials and I guess you could say the Gen Zers. Um, we kind of grew up within a time that can't say we grew up. I would say my teenage years is when social media, as far as Instagram, your Snapchats, your Kicks, all of these apps, Vine, which is no longer here, TikTok and things like that. Well, TikTok is fairly new, but you guys get what I'm saying. All of these apps started to appear and it became pretty much like a custom. We didn't know what these apps were. And it became our new way of communication. For a lot of us, I know with Kick, it was a way that we didn't even have phone service back in the day. Like that was when we was Wi-Fi demons, and or if you had an Android and your friends had the iPhone, which was blue, when we're texting and you had that green, you just had your iPod where you can communicate with these people, or you had simple things like Kik that you can download and communicate with people. You had Instagram where you can communicate with people. You don't have to worry about texting. So we didn't know where these things were going. They were simply based off communication, sharing quick little photo, just like Twitter. I think Twitter is the only app which is now formerly known as Twitter, which is now X. I think that's the only app that pretty much kind of kept the same tradition. But even with Twitter, I think now people do it for the likes, do it for the clout. When Twitter really used to be like a thing where people might tweet, "Hey, I'm finna go to the bathroom," or "Hey, I'm finna eat spaghetti for dinner." Like we came so far from the simplicity of a lot of stuff, and it became a norm because we decided to wake up every day and look at that phone and pull it out and go to Instagram and see who posted the latest story. Or at that time, we didn't have stories. We had time. Did we have stories back? Did we have Instagram stories? I don't think we had Instagram stories. I think we didn't have Instagram stories. Instagram stories came at a certain time. You used to have to post your picture on Instagram. We used to post our tags, outfit of the day, kicks of the day, food of the day, play of the day. Like it was so simple. It wasn't an aesthetic. It wasn't a way that you have to look and be so professional, polished. All of your pictures didn't have to be took in Thailand or Phuket. Like it just eh, it just changed. And I think that we were a part of that movement. And I know now it seems it's like, okay, well, where am I gonna get this information from? Where am I gonna get that from? Man, turn off that Instagram, turn off that Twitter, get those distractions away from you. Stop looking at what others have going on. Stop looking at the fabricated AIs of it all, thinking you're behind. Stop looking at algorithm presented videos because it's no way that now on social media I'm seeing stuff from 6 days ago, but it's updating me on people that posted something less than 30 seconds ago that I do not follow, and I've never met in my life, don't have people in common, don't have followers in common, but because they're pushed by the algorithm, that's what the algorithm shows. So remove yourself from that. Take some time away. Outside is never going nowhere. And once you do that, like just reevaluate and lock in and know what your goals are. And that's just it, man. Like that's just it. This is it. I ain't mean to give y'all a little be a Debbie Downer this morning or this afternoon, but just felt like we needed to, discuss a couple of things. This is retrograde. I'm telling y'all, this retrograde is retrograding. But also know how to take ownership in what you allowed and not just pointing the finger of how someone got you there. Know that you allowed certain things to take place as well and be able to own. And not even that you allow things to happen because, like I say, it just depends on the situation. Like it may not even be that. So just know, like whatever the situation may be, just take ownership of your part. Take ownership of what you did wrong or you didn't do. You know, just take ownership for that, and that's all you can do. And everything else will fall in line. 33 minutes, man. We've been chit chatting for 33 minutes. I only went off on a little tangent here today, but I feel like it was needed. I hope that everybody that's watching the replays or catching the replays, you find something in this live for you that was beneficial. I really would appreciate if you would like the video, sub up, tell a friend, and tell a friend about your boy Kev Gotti. I am live pretty much daily. I'm on the live tab, and like I say, videos come pretty often. Right now, we are on a mid-season pause from the Kev Gotti show, but like I said, it will be returning soon with a better I mean, it's a better look because it was an amazing look, but just with upgrades, mid-season things, normal things that typically take place. So yeah, man. What else is going on? I didn't realize alcohol affected y'all like it affected me. I hate the way alcohol swell you up. Most definitely. That's something that I used to drink. I used to drink probably like maybe 3 to 4 times a week on a good week. And I did that for like what, 4 years straight? Like it's crazy. And I noticed that I gained so much weight. And it's kind of crazy because it's like I don't eat the best, but I'll like every couple weeks, hell, every month, whatever the case may be. Like I feel like I've been eating bad too long, then I go on a clean streak. Eat clean, make sure I'm hitting the gym hard, working out, blah 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 blah. Still try to always incorporate that, but to my point is my quote unquote heaviest weight. It's crazy that I feel like alcohol had a big contribution to that because I wasn't doing anything now different that I haven't done over the past year. Because over the past year, man, I can say I probably drank 10 times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 10, 15 times. That's why I feel like it wasn't that much. And to see the difference with the weight, but people are saying like how I keep them bloated. It's kind of crazy. Well, congratulations are in order for Kenya Moore. It's been reported, all this is alleged news here with Gotti, that Kenya Moore is going to be on a new show coming up. I believe they said on Amazon Prime. Let's read more into that, y'all, because that's hot, fresh off the press. And we know how that goes. So let's get a little bit more information. Which I don't think is it maybe not true because she's been doing her little teasing lately. Because you know how fans say, "Oh, you're fired," you know this, that, and the third, blah 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 blah. She's been kind of throwing hints. She'll be on TV soon. So, reality TV fan, this is just saying the rumor cast of some new Amazon Prime show filming in the Dominican Republic right now. Not sure if it's a competition show or not, so I'm just not making a full post on it yet. But articles described it as a take on Ultimate Girls Trip, which is on Bravo. I don't know much about it. So lineup is Tamar Braxton. So she's we all know Braxton values. They have Kim Zolciak says she's from Real Housewives. Kenya Moore, which is from Real Housewives. We have someone by the name of Margaret, which is a housewife. We have someone named Christine, which is selling Sunset. Brittany, Vanderpump Rules. Caitlin, Bachelor Nation. Jen, also Bachelor Nation. This is Hillary, the Baldwins, I believe that is the correct name for that, whatever that show is. Then you have Julie and Savannah, both from Chrisley's Knows Best, mother and daughter duo. And that is set to be on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. How do we feel about that? Amazon Prime. Like I said, it'd probably be good for Kenya Moore because she's on somewhat of a network timeout or pause due to things that happen on that Sweet 16 season of RHOA. So yeah, I think we all know we're not gonna do that. I'm not that person that bring up stuff that affecting people's livelihoods just for clicks, comments, and views. You know, some stuff I believe is better left said than discussed. Better left unsaid than discussed in that regard, especially when they're trying to move on. I'm so tired of waking up and it's a new Nikki headline every single day. Like, if we don't care about her and we hate her this much, please, for the love of, we didn't put him in it, for the love of Miami, stop talking about her. Like, just stop. Just stop. Hmm. This is a crazy day. It is a Monday. It's chilly outside. They were getting amazing weather. The past few days that I've been was in Atlanta, they had great weather. Um, and then it got cold. I want to say like day before yesterday, and then it's still chilly, pretty much chilly here, as it'll probably be chilly here until damn near May. It was chilly until like May last year in New York, and I'm being dead serious. Like I remember going to a block party, one of the open, what they call it, open streets in Bed-Stuy. You familiar with the Bed-Stuy block parties, which I hope they bring back this year, but it got shut down pretty quickly last year. I don't know why they don't have any type of permits or anything with the city to even they should be able to have that. Like that shouldn't be nothing that people start and it gets shut down because that's something for the neighborhood. It's something good. And people for so many years have been accustomed to that. I know a lot of the stores and stuff, they made for sale and close in Bed-Stuy, but we gotta support those black neighborhoods and keep it alive. So, yeah, what was I saying? 'Cause I just got left. Oh, yeah, I went to that block party in May, and it was cold outside. And that was last year, and I don't see it being any different this year, especially when they talking about the, uh, the groundhog. We gonna have a long like, it's just insane. Let me make a call. If you're just tuned into the live, man, like the video, subscribe. I'll be back in a couple seconds.